Hope everyone's having a great day. This is Jay from J&D's Retirement Journey. For those new to the channel, we document our journey into retirement. We talk about investing and saving. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the NEOS funds, QQQI and SPYI. See how they're doing. We're going to start off with QQQI, the NEOS Nasdaq 100 High Income ETF. Total assets of $5.9 billion. Inception date 1/29/2024. Relatively new fund. Fund strategy. The investment seeks to generate high monthly income in a tax-efficient manner with the potential for equity appreciation. The fund is an actively managed ETF that seeks to achieve its investment objective by investing in a portfolio of stocks that make up the Nasdaq 100 index in a call option strategy that consists of written sold call options on the Nasdaq 100 index. Under normal circumstances, at least 80% of the fund's net assets plus borrowings for investment purposes will be invested in securities or derivative instruments linked to securities of companies that are included in this reference index. We go over to the SPYI, the NEOS S&P 500 High Income ETF. It also has $5.9 billion in total assets, and the inception date is 8/29/2022. It does the exact same thing as QQQI, but it invests in the S&P 500 index. As we go over to the fees and expenses, they both charge the same fee, 0.68. Quotes as of close of business 11/14/2025. QQQI 5401. The 52-week range was 41 to about 56. And the distribution yield, which is just great, guys, 13%, 13.34, and it pays monthly. As we go over to SPYI, the quotes was 52.28. The range, 52-week range, was 41 to about 53. And the yield is 11.61, and it also plays monthly. As you could see, the beta, I like looking at the beta, 0.70. Anything less than 1 is not too risky. They still don't have enough data on QQQI to give you a beta. Remember, guys, before you invest in any type of security, do your research, talk with your financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor. I do have shares in both these ETFs, and they're doing pretty well. If you're enjoying this type of content, please remember to hit that subscribe button. It's totally free to subscribe. Don't forget to share with a friend. Hit that thumbs up button and that bell notification. As we go into the Morningstar ratings, the only one of these funds that are rated right now is SPYI. QQQI. It's relatively new, so they haven't rated it yet. But as you can see, they're rated high, 5 stars across the board for a overall rating and 3-year rating, and a high historic return and an average risk. As we go into the growth of a $10,000 investment, I put it in for 3 years just because they haven't been around too long. And always the S&P 500 index usually outperforms any type of ETF. So that's why it's very important to have a good S&P 500 index. I'm going to leave a link to a video I did comparing VU and the Schwab S&P index, SWPPX, at the end of this video. As we go over to the actual performance, you could see here, I like looking since inception. QQQI is up 22%. And SPYI is up 15%. Not too shabby. They're both doing well. As we go over to the portfolio, net assets, as I said before, 5.9 for both. QQQI has 108 holdings. The top 10 make up 54%. And it's basically all in stocks, and other would probably be options. As we go over to SPY, same deal, 5.9 billion total assets. Since it's following the S&P 500, it has 512 holdings. And the top 10% account for almost 41%. And again, it's basically all in stocks. As we go over to the top 10 holdings. They're basically all the same except for Berkshire Hathaway and SPYI. They're at different percentages, so I'm just going to go down the list here. Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Broadcom, Amazon, Google, Class A, Google Class C, Tesla, Meta, Class A, and Netflix. As we go over to the sector weightings, you guys could see IT is basically QQQI, the more than half of the fund. And for the S&P 500 fund, it makes up 36%. Then you got consumer discretionary and communication services coming in there right behind them. As we go over to the dividend calculator, this is right off the Market Beat website. Everything else is right off Schwab. You could do this type of research with any broker. You could also go into Yahoo Finance, so you guys could do your research before you invest in anything. And what I did here is I punched in QQQI, 500 shares. I have a little bit over 500 shares, guys, but I was buying it one at a time. So it wasn't like I went in and bought 500 in one shot. Every paycheck, you got to invest a little. Your IRAs, your 401ks, and before you know it, it adds up. Now I'm getting about 6 shares every month in dividends, which is great. It's just a compounding effect. And as you could see, after 10 years, you're going to get about 16,000 in annual dividends. And the numbers are just crazy. Total return of 300%. As we go over to SPYI, same deal, 500 shares after 10 years. You're going to be earning over $12,000 in yearly dividends, which is just great, especially if you're close to retirement, which I am. So that's what I'm looking for, more dividend income. But it's just a compounding effect, and it keeps growing and growing. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to be patient, but it does happen, and you're going to start seeing it later on, and it's just great. Please let me know in the comments if you guys own any of these two funds or what else you guys are investing in. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.